the wickedest woman in New York. That's what they called Anne Lohman, alias Madame Restel, in mid-19th century New York City. But why? Anne was a poor immigrant from England who immigrated to New York's notorious Five Points neighborhood in the 1830s. Often called the worst slum in America, like ever, Five Points was the setting of the movie Gangs of New York. But Anne would quickly make her way out of Five Points and into a brownstone mansion on Fifth Avenue, assuming the dignified identity of Madame Restel. How? Well, her means were highly controversial. Madame Restel, despite having no medical training and very little education at all, was a prominent female physician. She sold contraceptives and abortifacients to married women, and when those failed, performed surgical abortions in a back room of her Manhattan office. Madame Restel's services were in such high demand, there was often a line out the door, even though her office remained open for 13 hours a day. She also shipped her contraceptive powders all over the country. Soon, this booming business started to gain some haters, but not for the reasons people oppose abortion today. In fact, the pro-life stance is quite new. Believe it or not, throughout history, abortion was a fairly accepted necessity. It was something women took care of in private in much the same way childbirth was handled. But starting in the 1800s, when the American Medical Association began professionalizing medicine and trying to oust midwives from practice, anti-abortion laws abound. Their concerns? Not the taking of unborn life like today. Instead, they worried that abortions removed consequences that kept women virtuous and allowed them to have extramarital affairs undetected. Also, abortions were usually provided by other women, as they had always been, using traditional methods and herbal remedies. But the newly formed AMA had made it their mission to cast women out of the medical field, and abortion right along with them. Join me this week on History Fix to learn more about Madame Restel and the history of abortion, wherever you get your podcasts.